Welcome back to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on Hotline Radio. Thanks so much for tuning in. The show is about conversations that matter, people transforming lives one story at a time, and we're excited to feature another great individual who's doing great things in the business world and also bringing a community of female entrepreneurs together. She has a store, and you know what? I'm just going to let you explain how this all in entrepreneur that she's known as Toni Jacob. Please welcome Antoinette Toni Jacob to the show. How are you doing today, Toni?
I'm great. Thank you so much, Nikki, for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you very much for your time. So let's get to it. Tell us all about your journey leading up to becoming an entrepreneur. Now, I know for myself as an entrepreneur, it didn't happen overnight. I probably had the instincts from a very early age, and I probably knew, but I went through the journey of becoming a teacher, and then I couldn't get rid of this whisper in my ear that there was something else, that I just had to go for it. What was your story, your journey to being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so my journey migrated from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I grew up here in Ottawa, Canada. My parents were here, and coming from the Caribbean, being the only non-white person in the class, it wasn't the easiest journey starting from the beginning, but I made it through because I had strong background, strong family. Went to high school here in Ottawa, Canada, and ended up in college, Algonquin College. I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to take, but I knew I was very business-oriented, so I ended up taking a business retail management course for 2 years. After that, I pretty much just worked in retail jobs. It wasn't something that I knew was where I wanted to land. I always knew that I wanted to have my own business. How that business was going to come about, I didn't know. Got married. The marriage failed. Ended up losing everything. Had to move back home with my mom and dad. And at that point, I was just like, okay, God, I'm very much a big believer. And I always knew something in the back that I was destined to be, I say, a millionaire, something greater than what I saw out there and what I was doing. So, and it was so funny. So every day there's a specific mall where my business is, and I'll just give you a quick background of it. So every day I used to drive up and down this street, and I used to look over at the mall, and I used to say, you know what, I want to have a business over there, God. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I want to have a business over there. 2 weeks passed. I was walking by the location, and I was speaking to one of the other business owners, and I was asking them, and I was saying, you know, I would like, you know, God to give me one of these locations, and I'm not asking God to put anybody out of business, maybe just relocate them and give me one of these spots. He thought that was really funny. He said, like, okay, this is crazy, but I'll give you the number for the landlord. You can call the landlord and speak with him. Did that to find out that, you know what, there's no spots available whatsoever. 2 weeks passed again. I was walking by, and the son of the business owner that I was speaking to prior said, you know what, come with me. I want to show you something. He brings me down to the end, and he's like, look, there's a spot available. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, this window is opening up. However, I moved back home with my parents. I'm separated from my husband. I broke. I don't have any money whatsoever. Had previously quit my job. How am I going to do this now that God has opened up this door? Went and spoke to the landlord, and by faith, I just signed the lease. I called my mom, and I said to her, come, I need to show you something. She comes over, and she's like, what are we looking at? I said, my new business. She looks at me, and she's like, you have no money, and I'm not giving you any. And I said, it doesn't matter. God has opened up this door. He must know where the money is coming from. I just said to her, you know what, just give me about $150. Let me just go to
$150.
$150 to buy a bus ticket because I didn't have any money, Nikki. I was completely flat broke and living at home with them. And I said, you know what, just give me $150. Let me buy a bus ticket to go to New York so I can buy some items from my new location that I just signed.
Wow.
She's like, yeah, that's all I'm going to give you. No problem. I buy my ticket on the Monday to leave the Friday night. And I'm praying Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm saying to God, you open up this door. How are you just going to leave me like this? I'm supposed to go to New York to buy things for a business that I have no money.
Right.
Friday morning, I get up, Nikki, and in my mailbox, there's $3,000.
Wow.
No joke. On that morning that I'm supposed to leave to go to New York. My income tax has come back all the time. And at that point, he just allowed everything to fall into place. And when I tell people that when you have a dream, go for it. Throw it out there. Let whatever faith you believe in or the universe, God 100%, I put him first. He maneuvered everything for me into even buying the cash register because I only had $3,000. I spent $2,000 of it in New York to buy a little bit of everything. And even the cash register was like $500. I couldn't afford it. But so happened that a friend of mine was volunteering at a location, and she's like, hey, they have a cash register and a desk and everything. Come down and see how much they will give it to you. I go down there, and the gentleman said, you can have the cash register and the desk for $25.
Wow.
God just maneuvered everything for me, even down to the painting. So I know that, you know what, the dream that I had,
the living
and
God.
Just holding on to it, and just holding on to it and trusting in him that for sure it works. And when I opened, Nikki, I made $5,000 in the first 2 weeks. So I'm saying that, you know what, I didn't have a dime. And when people thinking that, oh, no, you must have went to the bank, no, I didn't have a dime. I didn't have any money. My credit was horrible because of what I went through. So I had to start from scratch. So I'm just saying, if you have a dream, hang on to it. If you believe in God, put it to him, leave it to him. He'll open the door and make it work.
Wow.
So
that's a beautiful
that was
story.
one of my business. And my business was opened in 2009. We're in 2017, and it's still there. It's still flourishing.
Fantastic.
It's called Tonis Fashion. It's located on Saint Laurent Boulevard in Ottawa, Canada.
Okay. And now Saint Laurent, for people who don't know the Ottawa area, would that be more downtown area? Where is that exactly?
It's in the east, so it's Saint Laurent Boulevard. It's in the Camlo Plaza, and it's the connection street is Saint Laurent and Donald in the Camlo Plaza.
Donald.
The store is called Tonis Fashion.
Tonis Fashion, and I'm so excited because June 28th, when we're having our live taping in Gatineau, which is just a stone's throw from Ottawa, the capital of Canada, I'll be wearing some of your accessories and fashions from your show.
Absolutely, and I'm so excited for you to have some of these items on, because I usually go and I handpick all the items that are in my store. I handpick it because I know exactly what I think that my clients are looking for, and I don't duplicate. So if I bring one or two pieces, I don't bring it back again because Ottawa is not that big. You don't want the same person wearing the same outfit if you're going to an event. You know what I mean? So I don't duplicate, and I don't bring a lot of the same items.
Yes. That is like someone's nightmare, showing up at a party wearing the same dress. You know, that wouldn't be a good thing at all.
No, it's horrible.
But, luckily, it's never happened to me, but it came close. We were in the same color. So I'm just like, next time, call me. That's what, just jokingly, I tell my friend, call me next time so we can just get it squared. But that's fantastic. So Tonis Fashions on Saint Laurent Street in Ottawa, and then you've got a couple of other businesses. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I also created a cleaning business called Sunshine Cleaners. So Sunshine Cleaners, I've been cleaning actually from since I was 16. My aunt was a cleaner, and she had just said, you know what, she's not interested in doing this anymore. So she pretty much gave me the business, and I built it up from there. So I've been cleaning for a long time, residential, commercial, and it's just within the last 2 years that I actually started to really focus in on it and bringing it up to the level that where it is. Because before that, I was doing finances. I'm a financial advisor. I was a financial advisor for Sun Life. But I left Sun Life because I really wanted to do my own thing. Working for companies, which I'm saying it's fine for some people, but for me, it just wasn't fulfilling. I felt that, you know what, God was putting me in a different space to try and do more service work, and whatever that means to whoever. I felt that, you know what, he has a calling on me and saying, you know what, you need to do service. Whatever that is, you need to do service. Love the industry in finances.
Yes.
Love helping people, but working for another company was not making sense to me. It was just like, you know what, I had to have my own. I've always been like that. I've always knew in the back of my head that, you know what, you need to do something more than just sitting at a desk. You need to get out there and show people that, you know what, you can have more than one company. You can do whatever you want to do. This is up to you. You decide on how your destiny is going to be. And this is what I have created for myself.
Okay, excellent. So you built quite an empire in a short period of time.
I'm trying. I am definitely trying. Being a black woman here in the city, it's not the easiest, and that would lead me to why I started on Facebook a networking group. Because I was going to all of these networking events, and I wasn't seeing the support that I thought that I should get as a black woman in the city, creating all these businesses and not really getting the support. To give you one example, I went to this networking event, 300 women, but there wasn't enough minorities in the room. And I'm like, how is this possible? Like, we should be in this city supporting one another, trying to do as best as we can. We are creating a lot of businesses in this city, but we're not getting the support. So from that event, I came home and I said, you know what, I'm going to create a networking group supporting minorities, supporting women of color. So I supported a group on Facebook, Ottawa Black Business Women of Color Networking Group. So it's about supporting, putting your business on there. Whatever event that you have, you can go on there and put your information, let everybody know what you're doing, and just really supporting one another in our businesses. So if anybody didn't catch the name, it's Ottawa Women of Color Networking Group.
Awesome. Okay. And how often do you meet?
Well, we've done a little bit of meet and greet. We're doing our big launch is this year around August time. So that will be our launch that we're going to be letting everybody know, okay, this networking group is to support minorities, supporting women of color. So that's coming up in August, September time.
Okay, fantastic. So how has your life been transformed by transitioning from where you were in the corporate life, in the 9-to-5, to what you're doing right now in managing multiple streams of income through your own businesses?
Well, it's a lot. Knowing that, you know what, you have the freedom to do whatever you want, create your own wealth is huge. Not waiting and making anybody determine on what your future should be. It's pretty much, you pretty much got to grab that bull by the horn and say, you know what, I can do all things. Doesn't matter what it is. you can do it. It's strictly, for me, it was strictly on faith and believing and not letting any distractions around me put it in my head that I can't do it. I have a strong family background, knowing that, you know what, very business-oriented, and I just strictly just laid out my plan. And I believe in vision boards. I think vision boards is a big thing. I think that, you know what, if you put it on paper and you can actually see it, I think it manifests itself. So for me, faith was a big thing. You know, knowing that, you know what, I have faith in God and that whatever I ask him for, he might not do it on the time that I want it, like right now. And like my store, I was praying for that store for like a year before I actually got it. So I'm saying, you know, my time and God's time are two different things. And I think God always, he doesn't give us more than we can bear. I was wanting a bigger store because what I was pointing to was a bigger store, but he gave me what he saw that I can manage. So he gave me a smaller store. Still a store, just what I can manage. So doing that 9 to 5, it's not for everybody. And I knew it wasn't for me because I have a calling into servicing people and helping people. And when you do that, it could be whatever aspect of your life. It could be servicing, you know, clients come in, I'm servicing. Doing this weekend, for instance, I am doing a women's retreat at our church, servicing.
Beautiful.
And it has nothing to do about making the money, because the money will come. I don't need to chase the money. The money will chase you if you're doing the right things. So I've transformed that and really leaning and trusting in God and knowing that, you know what, I don't have to even think and worry about where is my next breath or meal going to come from.
Absolutely. Well, I always say, you know, chase the passion and the money will follow. It's not about the money. You have to really focus on your purpose, and then the purpose always attracts what you need to make it grow. So I'm really appreciative of, you know, just how candid you've been about your growth as an entrepreneur, and your faith is a beautiful thing to share. And you've got a great testimony for people who need to have that hope and to have that encouragement, not just about their business, but in life in general, and to become unstuck. So I really appreciate what you've been able to share with us. So you've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show, and we have a very special guest, Toni Jacob. She is an entrepreneur out of the Ottawa area. She's doing fabulous things in the community, and she's really doing a lot to empower women in their businesses. So I'd like to ask you, how can people connect with you, and give us the address for your store so when we're in the Ottawa area we can make a visit.
Okay, so people can connect with me by phone, 1-613-709-0698. By email, they can connect with me at ms, so that's marysam.toni, and Toni with an I, so Toni, at live.com. My address for my store, Tonis Fashion, is the Camelo Plaza, which is located at 1020 Saint Laurent Boulevard, Unit 2A, Ottawa, Ontario.
Fantastic. Okay, so Toni, looking forward to meeting you. It's going to be a great time. I can just feel it now, and I just want to thank you again for sharing the gospel of all the great things that you're doing in that community. So thank you. We look forward to meeting you live June 28th. If you're in the Gatineau, Ottawa area, you don't want to miss Toni and all the fabulous personalities we have on the show. Everyone there has unique stories and also opportunities to share with people who are looking. So come down, no tickets. It's free. There's also great Haitian gourmet cuisine, so it's going to be about dining and just sharing great stories. So thank you very much. You've been listening to the Nikki Clarke Radio Show on Hotline Radio with our very special guest, Toni Jacob. Toni, thank you for your time, and we'll chat soon. Have a great day. God bless.
Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.